Oh, it says it's recording already. All right, very good. All right. Well, it is 12:30, and I wanted to get started right on time today. As people start to populate and people come into the to come in to participate and have any questions, please feel free to stop me and we'll just kind of take it from there. But what I wanted to talk about for just a few minutes, and then I'm happy to um, take questions and things of that nature, is really just the I'm going to refer to it as both the science and philosophy of the of upper cervical chiropractic in particular. So the deal is that chiropractic has been built on both the science, art, and philosophy of health since its inception. And that was way back in 1895. With all of that said, it's a circumstance where the art is how it's, in essence, how the care is administered, the technical application, the expertise of the practicing chiropractor, etc. But the philosophy remain and the science both remain pretty steadfast and solid. So the philosophy is really kind of nifty. The expectation is, and for everyone, I've gone over this with everybody individually at one point in time or another, where we firmly understand, believe, and expect for your body to have the innate capacity to heal itself, that there is an underlying innate ability for your body to perform these actions on the regular. These are not things that are, to be diminished or to be, knocked down a peg either. So what I mean by that is this: you don't have to think about making your heart beat. You don't have to think about digesting food. You don't have to think about getting up and getting a glass of water. You don't have to think about the individual muscles that it takes to smile. With all of that said, these things are just innate. They're just natural within us. And the expectation is we can have that innate intelligence move and flow properly throughout the nervous system specifically to improve and maintain healthy function of the body and allow for healing to take place. And frankly, that doesn't matter if it's healing up your big toe or sciatica or neck pain or headaches or any countless other things that have been associated with responding positively to chiropractic care. And it's, again, specifically upper cervical chiropractic care, because that's ultimately what, and I make that difference very intentionally. There is a difference between the manipulation that you can receive by a chiropractor or even a physical therapist or an osteopath. There's a very significant and vast difference between the both intentionality and application of manipulation of the spine and an upper cervical chiropractic adjustment. The upper cervical chiropractic adjustment, the intent is to allow for us, for you to reduce the influence and impact misalignment can have on the distribution of our own innate intelligence. Manipulation can give little hints into that, but it definitely does not create a long-term I'll call it flow of innate intelligence throughout the body. It can feel good. It can help improve ranges of motion. There's nothing wrong with any of that. However, if we're looking at ultimately biggest bang for your buck, the upper cervical spine is kind of where it's at. Now, science-wise, we can support this on a whole slew of different levels, but the one that typically happens to be most, enticing to patients is, geez, that's all great, doc, but can it help me with my X, Y, and Z symptom? There's so just slews and heaps and numerous case studies talking about different symptoms and different constellations of symptoms that people present with at an upper cervical chiropractic office that respond beautifully to the care. And those range by literally A to Z in the spectrum. It can be something as simple as mild lower back discomfort to something as complicated as neurodegenerative disorders, Parkinsonianism, MS, brain fog, dizziness, and vertigo, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So with that in mind, a simple Google search, frankly, can point you in the direction of individual case studies about, referencing people who have responded well to upper cervical care. Now, here's the catch. Those are individuals. Those are not massive multi-million dollar funded studies that have groups of hundreds, if not thousands of patients with similar health situations and symptoms, all receiving the exact same care from the exact same provider, and then amassing a overall outcome from, again, thousands of participants. And frankly, that's a downfall within my profession. The funding and the ability to organize huge studies like that, it's definitely skewed in favor of pharmaceutical companies. They have all the money in the world, frankly. It's the pharmaceutical companies, last time I checked, was the sixth largest industry in economically within the confines of the earth. With all that said, yeah, they've got the money to pull off more R&D than just about anybody else, which kind of stinks. But I would counter that to say, if you were to tell me that lower back pain could magically be, dispersed and taken care of by rolling around in a pile of dirt, and one person did it and they rolled around in the pile of the dirt and got all dirty and their back pain went away, I'm okay with rolling in a pile of dirt if it's going to make my back pain go away, right? With that said, if we have 100 people who report that there's decreases in back pain from rolling around in a pile of dirt, that then starts to lend itself to greater credibility. And that's what we have in chiropractic. We have heaps and heaps of people who have had research written upon their individual experiences and that doctor's individual experience that have added up to proven positive results, but on a smaller scale than the more well-funded research studies that we see come up, time and time again, in particular with pharmacological interventions. So we have research, we have an understanding, we have an application for chiropractic in any of these, confines. With that in mind, a lot of people still have concerns, just like my patients this morning. Well, doc, when is it going to work for me? Well, usually within 2 to 4 weeks, people start to see changes in their symptomatology. However, what I would furthermore share with you is, frankly, not just chiropractors, doc, when's this pill going to work for me? When does this injection work for me? When do the exercises start to pay off? As soon as your body starts to make the changes internally. Now, that's a crappy answer when you want immediate results, because there's no way to count on when Bob's body is going to start to make the changes, when his nervous system starts to recognize, oh, yeah, geez, this is what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it. And there are ways to accelerate that, and there are ways to, um, make those processes happen sort of behind the scenes. But the question of when will I get better is a great question. And I know it sounds silly, but the most realistic answer is as soon as your body's ready to make those changes happen. I will get all of the interference to the body's ability to heal and function properly out of the way. And then we just got to open those floodgates up and allow the process to unfold. With that said, I'm not seeing any questions here. What I'd like to do today is, if no one has any questions, we'll shut it down. But please feel free to approach me inside the office. Let me know what you thought of this, if it's helpful to you. If you have any further questions, I'm always happy to talk, as you guys all well know. All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch up with you shortly. Bye-bye.